Good morning, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I hope you are well. I'm doing well. On vacation, just finished my buffet breakfast, which is terrible. The eggs are okay, but the rest is like carbs. There's toast and bagels, carbs, carbs. There's cereal, carbs, carbs, and they're in that little thing, and you turn it. Which are they? Is it fresh cereal? I doubt it. Then I had my avocado. Since they don't have avocados, I brought my own to breakfast. I bring my avocados and my cinnamon, and my avocado was terrible. Half of it was like just really hard, which I don't understand. I'm noticing that they're real hard, and then the next day they're kind of soft. I don't know what Mexico's doing. So I ate that. Um, I ate half of it. The rest stunk. Uh, so the eggs were okay. They're eggs, and that's it. I mean, I didn't eat the yogurt. I didn't. I had toast and I had some raisin bran cereal, which you know. And the thing is, it's a buffet. It's not that expensive when you consider it, but it's a terrible restaurant. It really is. But I finished swimming, so I went to it just to do it. I ate at the golf course yesterday. They have a nice little burger there. I might do that, or I try to find a restaurant. A lot of them closed up after COVID up here. Again, it's on Lake Michigan. It's more of a resort city, so I'll see if there's some restaurants around here. Probably more downtown than the golf course. The golf course was nice. Um, Very interesting. Let's talk about that for a minute. Uh, I haven't played golf in years because of my back and my feet. And now my back and my feet are okay. And now that my back and feet are okay, I just wanted to go out and chip and putt more than likely. I didn't think I could ever like hit a driver again because my back. And I'm chipping a lot and I'm stretching, and I was able to take a full swing with a 9 iron, and it was about 135 yards. And first I was putting it on the green, then the last shot I hit the stick. So I was like, there you go. So it all comes back. I mean, the grip, the swing is rotate your wrist like this. Most people want to do this, but you rotate. You don't fish. And so I still have that. I still know the swing. It's like I played yesterday, right? Even though have taken time off, but very good thing. I really want to chip and putt and just kind of walk around. It's a resort, so I went into the pro shop and I bought a coffee mug. I'll show you when I get home. Nice big coffee mug replaces the Bellagio one that I broke accidentally. It fell and it cracked. I couldn't believe it. Um, and then it was, so I got that, just walked through it. And so I'm just chipping and putting. And then I noticed I'm right next to the driving range and there's nobody on the range and there's all these golf balls. And I'm going, well, fuck, somebody already paid for it. What do they care if I start hitting some golf balls? So I went out and I took about 20 of them and I started just chipping them, taking a full 9 iron, and I was able to swing. The problem isn't going back. The problem is then you go forward. And that's where my back hurts. But it didn't hurt yesterday. So I'm able to take a full swing and it didn't really hurt. And so I started aiming for the pin, and then I aimed for a longer pin, and in the last shot I hit right on the pin, and they were grabbing the balls up. All of a sudden, these guys came out and started picking up the golf balls, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? They're already just sitting there. Somebody paid for them." So I had about 25 shots with the 9-iron. I was pretty happy with it. No pain. It was great. Then I went and chipped and putt, and then I had dinner there. I had a burger there, so uh, not too bad. Now, while I'm there, having my dinner, my burger, there's a guy sitting next to me. Now it's a nice higher end. It's the resort. It's the Bear. It's a Jack Nicklaus course. So yeah, it's a little higher end. So this guy sitting the next table says hi. He says, "I'm a banker," and I said, "Well, I'm an economist. I see you're a banker, and I raise you 5 as an economist." So we have this talk, and I find out the banker's fucking clueless also. So I start talking to him about, well, you're a banker. What do you think of this stable coin? He has no idea. He does loans. He's just the salesman who loans out mortgages. So he basically is clueless. I wouldn't call him a banker, more of a salesman. So then I start talking about, what do you think of inflation, which he doesn't understand, and money printing, which he doesn't understand. I says, inflation is the money printing, not prices going up. It was going over his head. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Excuse me, what conspiracy am I talking about? What are you talking about? I'm telling you what's happening. I'm not talking about a conspiracy theorist. What is the conspiracy? That the U.S. is fine and they're lying through their teeth. And if I say they're not fine, it's a conspiracy because they're really not fine. I said, I'm telling you what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. And I know he's a Keynesian when he starts talking, and a liberal when he starts talking conspiracy theorists. I don't know. They said, oh, we got to watch the left. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Who talks like this? We got to watch the left. And we got a conspiracy theorist. I don't get the guy. So I'm explaining to him, well, he's like, I got money in stocks. I got some money in Bitcoin. I said, well, you're going to lose it all. I says, the problem is the inflation prints the money, makes the money worthless. This is the problem. Your money is worthless. So you might have $1 million. It's zero because the dollar is worthless. So it doesn't matter how many dollars you have. And this is why I tell some people who want to buy stocks, it's fine if you make money in stocks, but you got to get in and out and get out of the money. You can make $1 million in Intel right now, or Apple, or any of those. But it's fake money. You're in $1 million of zero is still zero. That's why we buy gold and silver. It's the only thing with the value that you hold that can't go to zero, can't be fucked with. And that's the point. And people just don't want to understand that. They don't want to be told that their $1 million is worthless. Or they want to be told their stocks are worthless, or the Bitcoin's worthless. He's like, well, yeah, the dollar's going out, so it'll either be Bitcoin or gold. And I says, Bitcoin's not worth anything. Well, it's limited. How is it limited? You don't even know what it is. It's just computer stuff. Bitcoin's not limited. Not like gold's limited. Not like a Mantle card that there's only 10 of, or the one-on-one Iserman I show you, or the Joe Montana rookie card PSA 10 is limited. I mean, these are limited to 50, 100. You got a lot more than that in Bitcoin, and it's all controlled and manipulated. What are you talking about? This is a banker who's clueless. So he said, oh, yeah, maybe I'll look into gold. Maybe I'll ask around for gold. Your guys won't tell you to buy gold. They want you in dollars because they get commission. And then he starts kind of running away. And, I think I've opened his eyes that he's an idiot, because there's no way you want to be in dollars. And he's in stocks. Of course you're in stocks. What are you going to do when the market crashes? You didn't want to hear that. So I'm just laying into him what I teach you guys and saying, this guy's a freaking moron. This is a banker. I didn't ask what bank, but if you're a banker and you don't get it, then there's bigger problems than I thought here. So not understanding, he doesn't even understand gold. I'm explaining it. You can't print it. I said the reason gold's been around since the Romans, which threw him for a loop, was because they can't print it. You can't inflate gold. That's why it's around. It's very limited. And everybody loves, you look at a gold coin, it's beautiful. I mean, everybody would want gold. And that's the whole point of it. That's the key to gold, is that everybody wants it, and that's what money is. But everybody can't go to war because it limits you. You can only, there's only so much gold, so you're limited. And if you want a big government or a big military, you've got to you've got to do you've got to use money. You got to use paper because you can print paper for the war, and you could buy weapons, and you just keep printing more and more money, but nobody realizes that it's worth nothing. So he's going to look into gold, and I'm laughing at him like. And then he asked me my background. He says, "Well, I got a master's in Austrian economics and corporate finance." I didn't even ask him his. I didn't care. You're a banker. You're a fucking idiot. I said, and I didn't know he was a banker. I said, well, the banks run the government. The mafia runs the banks run the government. And the defense contractors run the government. There's no government. Like, who did you vote for? Or Trump? And I didn't, there's no way I'd vote for anybody because it's all corrupt. I don't want to put anybody in, there's nobody who deserves to be in office because they're all crooks. They're all taking the money from the defense contractors. What is that? You've got this bullshit thing. Then I said, well, how about the 37 trillion in debt and the fact we can't pay our bills, and we can't do a treasury auction because nobody wants our bonds. And then he kept saying, well, I'm optimistic. I think we can get the budget, balanced and start paying down the debt. I'm like, whoa, what are you on, Fantasy Island? What? You can't balance the budget. You are not getting enough money in to spend it. Well, we're getting a lot of money in from tariffs. Are we? How much are we getting in from tariffs? Is our debt down to 36 trillion? Is it balancing the budget? If it is, why are we still printing all these treasuries? We did a $100 billion treasury auction last week that nobody bought. Well, if our tariffs are coming in, wouldn't we have money and not have to do treasuries? So I don't know what you're talking about. I look at reality, a typical banker, and this is why I beg you, when you go to your financial planner, he's just going to tell you, oh, I'm a financial planner, buy stocks, buy real estate, which is way overvalued. You don't want to buy real estate now. If you bought it way back, and you had a $100,000 house, it's worth $300,000 or $400,000. You got lucky. But if you buy it at $400,000 now, it's going to go back to $100,000. So you're not wanting to buy that. So he kind of, I love how he's asking, what's my background? Like, I have to defend. I can't just be smart. I have to actually have a background to talk to him, and I have to have a master's to talk to him. So he'll respect my word because I can't possibly know it if I don't have a master's in it. I mean, it's just bullshit. So I just said, well, you better buy gold now. If you don't buy gold, you're fucked. Because I said, I got my gold. It's in my hand. They can't take it from me. It can't go to zero. Your dollar's worth nothing. Your dollar's worthless. They printed it to death. And he just looked at me, and he had no response for it. Well, what's he going to say? All right, so let's look at our gold. So that's the conversation with the banker. And it just shows the banker. Now, this is a high-end banker at this nice resort golf course. Here we go. So gold, again, the joke of gold. It was down to 33.10 last night, and now from 6 o'clock on, it's going up. And at 10 o'clock, it went down a little. So now we're at 33.45, and silver's back to. This is such a boring game. I mean, this will be 33.33 or 33.40. It's not getting much higher. It's not getting any lower. I don't even know what the hell is going on here. It's just they're doing options. There's a shitload of buying going on. It's how I can explain it. They're trying to get the price down to pay cheaper for it, even though they missed the boat at 17, 18, 1900 when we were buying it. So now they want to get into the game at 33.45, and that's what Trump's doing. But he's buying it to cover the shorts that they did the last few days, because you got to pay for delivery, and everybody wants delivery, because this is the cheapest you can buy it at is this 33.45, because these aren't a real price anyway. So again, this is the COMEX game. They're trying to get the price lower to buy it. There's nobody's selling an ounce of gold. You cannot short squeeze silver or gold. You can't buy it and think the price is going to go up, because these prices are not based on supply, demand, free market economics. They're based on options. Eddie Murphy, Trading Places. I'm selling my orange juice and I'm buying the orange juice, and that ends up with the orange juice price. Great. Seems to make sense to me. So it's totally nothing to do with free market. It's not what people are buying or selling physical gold for. So keep that in mind. So this is just bullshit. They're just keeping the price down so they can buy it. And I guess the U.S. is buying it because they finally figured out they need it. As I explained to the bank, he said, well, we used to be on the gold standard. And I go, yeah, that's when we were the most productive time in the world, was 1820 to 1913. Everybody was on the gold standard, and then productivity went through the roof. And now that we're off of it, the productivity's shit. Oh yeah, you have your AI and crap, but what is it? Is that productivity? You want to replace workers? How is that productivity? So you're saying you don't need people to work, you're going to use computers to work. And when somebody pulls the plug on the computer, how's that going to work? So I don't like the AI, this whole thought process of that. All right, so interview with a vampire, with a banker. Clueless. I'm going to look into gold. Oh, now you're looking into gold at 33.44. Oh, well, good luck, buddy. So I just laughed. What's your background? Oh my God. I have to prove I'm an Austrian economist. The market 44. This is another bullshit going nowhere, way overvalued, just like the housing market, the car market. Housing and car markets are collapsing. Their prices are going way down. Just the beginning of it. So don't run and buy a house now. Just wait, Lucas. Wait a couple of months, and then you'll be able to get a house real cheap. All right, so let's get into some baseball. So we start off with Milwaukee game 1, and they lose. Yeah, it's hard to believe Milwaukee lost the game. They lost 6-4 game 1. Matthew Boyd pitched a good game. Finally. We have Toronto over Pitt. Toronto wins 7-3. We have Houston and Detroit. I took Houston. Called it pretty good. Excuse me. It was 0-0 into the 10th inning. And the Tigers won 1-0, but Hunter Brown shut them out, as I thought. And I knew Screwball would pitch okay. He did. Houston just didn't hit him. So I lose Houston, but I win the Houston under 7. So that was a good bet there. I have Philadelphia. They beat Seattle 6-4. I have Cincinnati. They win 6-4. Their ace wins. I have San Diego. They win. And then I had Kansas City on the streak, and I think they won 5-2. So overall, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-2. Not bad. Calling against Scooble. The bet was the under, but Scooble's been pitching bad, but Houston didn't hit. The Cubs beat Milwaukee in both games. Woodruff lost at the 2-4-7. So Milwaukee, not that they're cooling, but at the matchup at the Cubs could be difficult. Okay. It's 11-11 now. And let's go. Toronto at Pitt. We got Chris Bassett, 11-6, 4.22 against Johan Oviedo, 0-0 with an 18 ERA. Sounds like a major league pitcher to me. Bassett's pretty good. I'm going to lay away. I like Toronto, but I'm going to lay away. Seattle at Philly. Philly 155, 8.5. Luis Castillo, 8-6, 3.48. Jesus Luzardo, 11-6, 4.21. I don't know. Usually I like Philly in these type of games, but I'm going to lay away from this one. Houston and Detroit. Houston 125, 8.5. Framber Valdez 11-6 at 3.01 against Charlie Morton, 8-10 with a 5.20 ERA. So this is our first play. What's today? 8/20. And we're going to start with Houston, and that's going to be a 3-unit play. Charlie Morton's terrible. Framber Valdez. Detroit won't hit him, just like yesterday. Cleveland, Arizona. Arizona 120-9. 0-0 with an 0-0. Brandon Pfaadt's terrible. 12-8. We don't know what Parker Messick is, so we got to ignore it. Miami 125, 8.5. Andre Palantine, who sucks. 6-10 with a 5.04 against Sandy Alcantara. 6-11, 6-3. This is an over. So we're going to go Miami over 8.5. We'll just go 2 units. The JETS play the Washington Redskins. We got the Mets 175-9. Kanda Senga 7-4, 2.35. Brad Lord 3-6 with the 3.26. Okay, we'll take the Mets. They're starting to play again. Real small 2 units. The White Sox in Atlanta. Atlanta 190-9. Martin Perez 1-2 with the 3.09. Hurston Waldrop 3-1 with a 1.02. We'll go Atlanta. The Yanks at Tampa. The Yanks killed them yesterday. Tampa 128.5. Cam Schittler 1-2 with 3.94. Drew Rasmussen 10-5 with the 2.60. We'll go Tampa. It's hard to go Yankees under. Oakland, Minnesota, Mini 130-9. JT Ginn 2-5, 5.04. Bailey over 4-7 with the 5.15. No, thank you. Texas, KC. I don't know who's pitching. KC's on the streak, but I'm gonna relax on this because I don't know the pitchers here. Milwaukee at the Cubs. Now Milwaukee's lost 2 in a row. The streak's over, so we're not going to bet them just because. Jacob